what is the meaning of the chapter? Life process means life is related to something living beings. We say living beings. So that word they have used for that, life. And processes means the processes which are required by living organisms to keep them surviving. Like, if so much complicated thing, if I ask in lower classes, suppose in first and second standard, you used to learn the characteristics shown by living organisms. So same thing in 10th standard, now it is made complex like that. The life processes means the same thing. So in lower classes, you used to say that for a living organism, they should show movement, then they should respire, they should show reproduction, there should be excretion in them, there should be circulation of the nutrients, oxygen, all these was there. They breathe, they non-living thing do not breathe. Such things you had already studied in your first standard. So same thing in very much detail we are going to study in 10th standard. So actually life processes here means that only. In this chapter, we are going to study detail thing about nutrition, that is digestive system in plants, animals, especially in human beings. Then we will study transportation in plants, and same thing circulation in human beings. Then respiration in plants also, animals also, and excretion in plants and animals. So this much big, four life processes in detail we are going to study in this chapter. Actually, control and coordination means response is shown. Like for example, suppose something sounds very harsh sound is there, so we put our hands on the ear, we respond to it. If our hand touch to some hot object, we the next second we remove. So living beings, they respond to external stimuli. So this coordination is there. So control and coordination is also there. So life process. Now can you listen everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes,
Now
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
let's make hope will not break. Now see here, some important points which are there that I have highlighted. So here see, what is alive? What is alive? Since we have done that, life process means the process by living beings. So which things we consider to be alive? They have given. Dog is running, it is showing movement. So we can say dog is alive. Cow chewing cud means that grass it does not. Is moving. Just means witnessing a type of movement. And shouting means it is showing movement. So these characteristics are there where we can see the movements in the body parts. Then we say they are living beings. They have given example here. But if about plant, because when we say living organism, in that animals and plants. So when plants, we cannot understand the movement. Like for example, how plants are they eating or not? Are they respiring or not? We don't know. So in plants, when we see them green, when the leaves are green, so green means what? Why the leaves are green? Because green thing is the chlorophyll, and because of that they do photosynthesis. So means if the leaves are green, then we can come to know that yes, plant is alive. If suppose the leaves are yellow color, dried up, then we can say photosynthesis has stopped, so plant is dead. So when plants are green, we can tell that plants are living, or they are showing in some growth movement. They grow, your plants grow. Like for example, in 8th standard you have done that if a potted plant is kept in the dark, the stem goes outside towards the light. So that is growth movement, or plants grow from the stem. The roots, they go deep inside the soil for absorbing water. So phototropism, hydrotropism, such movements are shown by the plants. So when we see the movement in plants or the leaves are green, we can say that plants are alive. But now see, here they have given some in the plants two types of movement: growth related movement or growth not related. Growth related movement means roots will go towards the down towards the water. This is growth related. Stem will grow. If the stem is cut, branch is cut, it will start growing, means growth related movement. Growth related movement, which is with movements in plants which are not related to growth. They can ask question, give two movements in plants which are not related to growth. So one example is touch me not plant. If we touch the leaves, they close. Again, they open. So movement is shown by leaflets, but it is not related to growth of that plant. Then you see in sunlight, sunflower, it flower bends towards the sun. So that also will be movement, but not related to growth. Now here they have given next is some animals can breed without. Like for example, if in animals we can say when animals some movements are not visible to us. Example, now suppose some, for example, digestive system is working or not, we cannot see. Correct? Kidneys, excretory system are working or not, we cannot see. So there are okay, respiration, the chest movement can be seen, it is visible. But then some movements are not visible. So what they want to say that when we here in whatever we have done from first line till here, that the characteristics shown by living organisms are movement, whether we can see or not. Because if suppose for example a human being, cat, dog, whatever is sleeping, so we can see the chest movement, but then we cannot see the digestive system working, excretory system working. They are not visible externally. So movements cannot be seen, then also living beings can be alive. About plants also we have seen. Now we will go to next paragraph. Next paragraph, what is written here? Movements over very small scales which are invisible to the naked eye. Naked eye movements of molecule, for example, is this invisible molecular movement necessary for life? Now first understand, before we answer this question, what are molecular movement? Movements of molecules. We are given a movement of molecule or molecular movements means what? Now you see, any living being is there, their body is made up of cell. Last year we have done in 9th standard plant cell, animal cell. So every living organism is made up of small structure called as cell. How in chemistry we call that matter is made up of the smallest thing, that is atom. So like that living organisms, they are made up of smallest thing called cell. Cell itself, which is very small, is made up of more smaller components. They are called here as smaller. Here see, they have written here smaller components. So smaller component means they are want to say that cell organelles. So here the movement of molecules. So molecules here means indirectly cell organelles. So they are saying that, for example, suppose we have taken in oxygen. The oxygen will be absorbed by RBC, and RBCs in the blood will take that oxygen to each and every cell. In the cell, mitochondria takes the oxygen and converts that into energy. So now you see that this molecular movement is to mitochondria. If we take second example, nutrition, food we eat, final digestion takes place in small intestine. From there, the blood takes up the smallest broken down food, and then through circulatory system it goes to each and every cell. So there it is taken up again by the different organelle. One example I will give, ribosomes we have studied. So endoplasmic reticulum will take the nutrient inside, will give to ribosome. Ribosome will convert that into protein, and our body will take up protein. So like this is the meaning that molecular movement. Correct? Molecular movement. So they are saying that if anything wants to be alive, there should be molecular movement. Then only, for example, suppose food remains in digestive system and it doesn't goes to other parts. Then no use of that food to the body. Oxygen remains in the lungs, doesn't goes to, there is no molecular movement. That doesn't reach to cell, then no use of that oxygen. So molecular movement is very necessary for living beings. Correct? Now here they have given viruses do not show any molecular movement nowadays. COVID-19, corona, which is going on, it is due to COVID-19 virus, correct? So what is the problem with this virus? Today also scientists have the controversy among the scientists whether they are living. They means what, viruses are living or not. Why? Because viruses, they do not show any molecular movement in them. When they are outside the body of host can be plants or animals, then they don't show all the molecular movements. But the moment they enter into the host body, means they enter into the cell of any living being, then they start showing all the molecular movement. So here controversy about viruses is there. Okay, now living organisms are well organized structures, means living organisms body is made up of cells. Cells, they combine to make tissues. Now cells have smaller components, means they are talking about cell organelle. So if any change takes place in the environment, like this corona only, what changes are taking place in the environment? Suppose due to any reason any person is having symptoms of cold, cough, and the last thing, the most remarkable thing, that is breathing problem. Then the changes in the environment which are there, that affects, correct? And because of the changes in environment, the complex structure, well organized structure, means in corona what happens, the lungs, you might be knowing, collect information I have told you in the class. So the lungs get filled up with a mucus like something, and the exchange of oxygen which is inhaled is not given to the body cells. So that is why breathing problem is there. So the well organized structure is disturbed, and then because of which the living organism dies. So that is what they have given. If order breaks, means if proper exchange of, in corona, recent example, that is why I am giving.
Yes.
For which broken, which order? Because when we inhale, we take through the nose, through trachea, lung, it goes to alveoli, their exchange. So oxygen should be taken up by RBCs, and then in turn CO2 should be given. But that oxygen, due to mucus secretion, it remains there only in the lungs. It is not exchanged and not taken up by the body cells inside. So the vital organs stop working and the death. So there is breakdown. If the order means all these orders break down, organism will no longer be alive. So there has to be molecular movement, organization should be there, then only living thing will survive. So understood what is there here in this paragraph, here this part of the chapter.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we'll go to
Yes, ma'am.
what are living processes are the maintaining living processes, in short, means what? The processes which are required for any individual living organism to be alive. So like nutrition, example, suppose they ask give examples of life processes, then in that nutrition, can anyone tell what else? Nutrition is necessary. What else is necessary from boys? Respiration, then circulation is necessary, excretion is necessary, correct? So these are, then reproduction, control and coordination is necessary. So all these are life processes. Now the main thing, all these you read the chapter, afterwards you can ask if for any difficulty. Now since these maintenance processes are needed to prevent damage and breakdown. Maintenance process means all the processes should go sequence, means properly. There should not be break. So this energy for these organs to work, like for example, if digestive system has to go on properly, then all organs should work in a coordination, correct? Now for working of the organs, energy is needed. So where does this energy comes from? Food. Suppose for example, your stomach wants to work, so stomach cells will need, what is the function of stomach in digestion? It mixes the food, it churns the food.
Food.
Sorry. So during mixing of food, churning of food, so the cells are doing some work. So when the cells are doing work, they need energy. That energy comes from food. And this process of taking in energy, taking in food and converting into energy is called as nutrition.
Yes.
So anyone can repeat what is nutrition? Please respond. Who will answer what is nutrition? No one? The process of, see, even if it is wrong, children, your trying is very important. So the process of taking in food and converting that food into energy is
Smaller.
called nutrition. Shall I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
A process now based on molecular, yet this molecular movement we have done. Most of these food sources are carbon based. Whatever food we eat, so that has 5 constituents, which are that carbohydrates, fats,
Proteins.
yes, yes, answer correct. Proteins,
Protein.
vitamins, minerals, correct, and water. So main food, carbohydrate, fats, protein, they are carbon based. Now here say carbon based means what? Their formula is contains CHO. C stands for carbon, H hydrogen, O oxygen. So that is why they have given most of the food is carbon based, means it is carbohydrate, fat, protein, minerals, vitamins, and water. This we have to understand. So this slide, most of the food sources they are saying. Now, depending on the organism, every organism does not have the same kind of nutritional process. Like for example, uh, some animals, they just swallow the food. Correct. Now you see some grass-eating animals like cow, they ruminate. They first swallow the grass, and then when they sit at one place, they take it out again chew it, and then they eat. Then human beings, we have holozoic. Holozoic nutrition means we take, when inside our systems it is broken down, and then from that thing our body gets nutrition. Then if we see, for example, snakes, they directly engulf. Every animal has the different type of nutritional processes. That is what they have given. Now next, these sources of energy therefore need to be broken. Means if we have taken food, sources of energy here is food. Now, if for example a human being we will take, if we take in food and go on swallowing it, so you know that when a food has to be digested, it has to be chewed properly. Why it has to be chewed? When it will go to stomach, it will mix with different enzymes and more nicely breaking down will be there. And then very nice breaking down will be there. So then our body will get the energy properly. So they have given over here that whatever food we have taken, that has to be broken down and build up. Why it should be broken down? To build up the body parts, and must be finally converted into sources of energy, so that we will get proper energy. Now can be used for various molecular movement, and that energy can be used for molecular movement, for maintaining living structure. Molecular movement we have already seen. From cell to cell, cell to cell, these nutrients should flow. And then this is not a simple process. When we say digestion of food, one meal if we have taken, so it takes 12 to 14 hours for fully digested, to be fully digested. And then the blood cells will take the nutrition, and then after that our and that is converted into energy. So this is 12 to 15 and more than that hours. So it is not a simple process. For that, series of chemical reaction is needed. And then in that, oxidizing and reducing reactions are also there. Oxidizing reducing reactions you study in chemistry. What being getting added with oxygen. Simply I can say that when we eat the food, suppose morning we have taken the breakfast, we are side by side non-stop we are doing respiration, so that oxygen in the mitochondria which is there, it burns the food which is there in the cytoplasm, and that process is called oxidization. Oxidization in means burning or something in presence of oxygen. And when this food burns, it gives energy because of which that cell will work. Like this, it is taking place in one cell, many cells, and the organ works, and then organ system works, and that is what. So this oxygen. So oxygen also should be taken from the oxygen is also required by the body, which is very important for breaking down of the food and converting that into energy. So oxygen, taking oxygen means here respiration. Respiration is also, see respiration, it is highlighted here. So respiration is another important life process. Now here if we see, if a single cell is there, single cell organism means unicellular. So in unicellular organism, what happens? Exchange of gases means respiration, taking in oxygen and removal of carbon dioxide. Then removal of waste means excretion is also needed in single cell means unicellular organism. How it does? Because body is made up of only one cell. So the entire surface of the organism, single cell organism, is in contact with the environment. So entire surface, which part, if you imagine, suppose amoeba. So the cell membrane, that cell membrane has pores. Through that only food enters, and waste thing is also removed through that only. Then oxygen also enters through the pores and CO2 is removed. So in single, they will ask question now. So in single cell organism, exchange of gases, removal of waste, all is done when the entire through the entire surface of the body of organism, and this process is called as diffusion. So in single cell organism, diffusion process works for exchange of gases and removal of waste from the body. Remember, correct? But in multicellular, what happens? Since the body is made up of many cells, multicellular means body of made up of many cells, so body will become complex. So this simple diffusion doesn't work in multicellular organism. So in multicellular organism, what happens? Their special organs are there for doing specific function. For example, respiratory system will do the function of only taking in oxygen and removal of carbon dioxide. Digestive system will do only digestion throughout the life. Circulatory system will do only circulation of oxygen, nutrients throughout the life. Correct? Excretory system will do kidney, ureters, urinary bladder. These are excretory organ. They will do only excretion throughout the life. Means in multicellular organisms, various body parts have specialized in functions they perform. Like in single cell, whole body doesn't do same function. Your special function is done by special organs. Correct? So and why? So what? Now here see one place here. What if you read it afterwards? You read all these things. What they have given here. See, like for example, suppose digestive system. Digestive system consists of esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine. Till here only food will be there. Now, if suppose brain cells need food, so this system is at one place. So that one place word means this. So this system is at one place. Now, the food which is there in this system has to go to brain cells, all other cells, hand cells, leg cells, other parts of the body. So a special system has to be there. Digestive system itself cannot leave its place and go to these parts. So a special system is needed for the transportation. Another example, transportation of food. Now suppose respiratory system. Respiratory system has nose, trachea, lungs. Now the oxygen has come into lungs. Now from here, the lungs will not go to different parts of the body cells to give oxygen. So again, transport system will be required. So that is what they have given. In multicellular organism, simple diffusion cannot work for life process because the body is very complex and many cells. And the process, one life process is done by special organs, special system, which is at one place. So for carrying that important things, transport system is required. This question is asked in text question. The answer is in this paragraph. Okay. Now see, here means so many chemical reactions are going on. Chemical reactions are going on during respiration also, during digestion of food also. So some byproducts are also formed. Waste products. Byproduct means waste products are also formed. So that waste products should not accumulate in our body, should not remain in our body. So it has to be removed. Otherwise, blood will become toxic, poisonous, and the organism will die. So the process of excretion is also important. So here we came to know that how much important is digestion, respiration, circulation is also important, and excretion is also important. So these four are the life processes. Now see, I told you in text questions. See, first question which is given here. Why is diffusion insufficient to meet the oxygen requirements of multicellular organisms like human? What is the meaning of this question? That simple diffusion. Diffusion we have seen. What is diffusion? Last year we have done these terms. Diffusion means movement of
Molecules from high concentration to low concentration.
Very good. Who answered? Very good.
Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi.
Very good. So diffusion means movement of solid, liquid or gaseous molecule from higher, very good, you said 100% correct, higher concentration. Correct? So but diffusion can be there in simple organism but cannot be there in multicellular organism like human being. We are multicellular now. We have so much complex body. If we take one organ, it has more than millions of cells. Our body, so we cannot count only so many cells are there. So they are saying why diffusion is not enough in human beings. Can you think and tell me? Can anyone else? Only Vaishnavi is responding. Others, can anyone tell the answer of this?
And not all cells are in direct contact with environment.
Very good. First, we'll have to tell this will not come for 1 mark. It will, you don't have 2 mark questions, 1 mark and direct 3 marks. For 3 marks, you'll have to give more than 3 points. So you will first have to tell what is the meaning of multicellular organism. Multicellular means since multicellular organisms body is made up of many cells, first point. So the body is very complex. So for the complex body, special organs are involved, are used. Or special organs, they perform special functions because the body is very much complex now. And then this point, whatever you said, that is there. So one cell cannot do all the functions since the body is too much complex. So that cell does special, that cells or that organ does that function. And then since that organ is not in contact with the environment, so simple diffusion cannot work. Understood? 3 to 4 points. Okay, now second one. What criteria do we use to decide whether something is alive? So simple question. What criteria do we use to decide something is alive? Can we say a wooden table to be alive? Others, can I say that a wooden table is a living thing?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Say,
When there are processes like respiration, excretion, so we say
yes,
that they are
because
alive.
table cannot move on its own, correct? If it is somebody move, then it will move. It doesn't require food, correct? It doesn't respond. Now suppose I put hot water, boiling water on the table, it will not respond. But the moment the hot vapors touch our skin, we remove our hand, correct? So it will not show response. So these are the criteria that decide something is living. But according to textbook, you are going to add one more point, the molecular movement. If there is molecular movement, molecular movement means, suppose in digestive system the food is there, the food has to go to each and every cell, so that movement is there, then only we respond. So this uh, with other points you're going to add this new point according to 10th standard. When the molecular movements are seen, then the criteria of living thing is there. Okay, now the next question is, what are outside raw materials used by an organism? Outside, from outside, which raw material are we are needing for life processes? Let it be wrong, no?
Oxygen.
Yes, correct. Correct. You know all the answers. No problem. Let it be wrong. Try. Very good. Oxygen. Because oxygen is not made in our body, na? Our body makes byproduct CO2. So oxygen is one raw material which is needed for respiration, important life process. One more thing is there.
Water.
Water. Very good.
Water.
Water, oxygen.
Sunlight.
No, where do living? But in plants we can say sunlight. Yes. Then food. Food is there, na? Raw material food. That is why our body is working. Now you are listening, correct? So your ear cells, your brain cells at present, your eye cells are working. How they are working? Because the food which you have taken in, that is converted to the energy. So these cells are using that energy for work. So food will also be also one of the raw material. So food, oxygen, water, for the sunlight for the plants, chlorophyll for the plants. Okay, like this will be the answer. Okay, now fourth one, last question. What processes would you consider essential for maintaining life?
Breathing.
Now you will use,
Nutrition, respiration, transportation, and excretion.
yeah, and last one, what did you say?
Excretion.
Yes, correct, very correct, very good. So four things, correct? Respiration. Now you will not this. Now since you have come to higher class, this year you will be appearing for board. So you are going to use the higher terms in your answer, correct? So breathing means you are going to use a respiration. Then reproduction is also there, children. Reproduction is also essential for maintaining life. Now, if suppose reproduction is not there, so the generation will get over. So that is also there. Then with that, response to stimulus, we say control, coordination. If all organs will not coordinate, how the function will be done? So that also can be added. Correct? These four, which is there in this chapter: nutrition, respiration, transportation in plants, and circulation in animals. In animals, how transportation is done? By circulatory system. And then excretion. These are the processes. Along with that, coordination, reproduction also you can add in this. Okay, done till here. One part we have. This was all introduction part. Now the actual life processes starts. See here, nutrition. Actual life process, that is nutrition. Here this all to general knowledge they have given. How do living things get their food? Now nutrition means what? Nutrition word has come from nutrient. Nutrient means the important essential thing needed by the living beings. Okay, so here nutrition means the process of obtaining food by living organisms. So how do living things get their food? They have given some organisms, yeah, they different. All organisms don't use the same processes. So some organisms use simple food material obtained from inorganic sources in the form of carbon dioxide and water. Like for example, they are saying, like there are some organisms which use this, remember, inorganic sources. Like which are the inorganic? Now see what is the meaning of inorganic. First understand what is organic. Nowadays we say organic food is healthy. Organic means what? Which is obtained from plants and animals body. That is called organic. And inorganic means what? Which is not related from means which is not obtained from plants and animals. That is inorganic. Like chemicals and all that, they come in that. So inorganic sources here are carbon dioxide and water. So some organisms they use inorganic sources like CO2 and H2O. So they are called as autotrophs. Auto means what? Self. Trophics means to make food. So the organisms which make their own food using the inorganic sources like CO2 and water, which are that organisms, they are the plants. Correct? Because they use the process of photosynthesis. In photosynthesis, they have given also, see, plants are called as autotrophs. Plants, they show autotrophic nutrition, means they make their own food by the process of photosynthesis. And in photosynthesis, what is required? CO2 is required, H2O is required, but in the presence of sunlight is required and chlorophyll is required, correct? So plants are called as autotrophs. Now they can ask here, why are plants called as autotrophs? Because they do not depend on any other organism for their food. They make their own food by the process of photosynthesis using inorganic substances like CO2 and water. Like this, you're going to write this year. This year, your answer should be from some organisms, they use complex substances. Now, complex means in the we have already done carbon-based substances, means carbohydrate, proteins, fats, minerals, vitamins. So they are called complex substances. So some organisms which are having complex body, multicellular, they use the complex substances, carbon-based, carbohydrate, fats, protein. But the complex substance as it is cannot be used in the body. It has to be broken down into simple ones. And this breaking of the complex thing is done by the enzymes, which are called as biocatalyst. By the enzymes. So such organisms which do not make their own food but depend on autotrophic organism, they are called as heterotrophs. So now here they have given example. Heterotrophs are examples animals and fungi. Correct? Fungi is fungus. We say na fungus. Where we see the fungus on the things like leather articles, which is made up of animal skin. So they grow on that and they absorb the nutrition. Sometimes they are seen on the parts of the plant also, correct? Fungal diseases, skin diseases are there. So they need some substrate and from that they absorb food. They don't make their own food. Then those, indirectly we can say those which are not green. So fungi, the fungus are not green. animals not green means if something is green means they have chlorophyll and they will make their own food and they are called as autotrophs. So autotrophs example according to textbook is green plants. You cannot write only plant because there are some plants, you see there are some leaves which are not green, colorful leaves are also there, red spotted, white spotted, and money plant leaf that lines are there, correct, off white lines are there. That is why they, so we cannot say only plants, we have to mention green plants means chlorophyll will be there, and some bacteria. Some bacteria are green, so they are autotrophs. Some bacteria are not green, means they are heterotrophs also. Okay. So that is what they do. So here we got what is autotroph, examples, and heterotroph. Now in detail we will see. Photosynthesis we have already seen. Now plants, they take in inorganic substance, CO2 and water, and then they make food. Food is made in the form of carbohydrate. So the food made by the plant is in the form of carbohydrate. So when we use carbohydrate word means it means starch also. Starch is lower product of carbohydrate. Starch, if it is broken down more, then it will form glucose, and glucose will form different types of sugar. So when we say carbohydrate means what? In that starch, glucose, sugar, all these comes. And this carbohydrate is needed for giving energy. You might and all that carbohydrate and fats are needed for energy.
Ma'am,
Plants, yes.
your
Out you
voice
can ask
is
in
not coming.
1 second. So plant. Now is it coming?
No, ma'am.
No. Plants, they perform the process of photosynthesis. Now
Yes, ma'am.
photosynthesis, and they produce carbohydrate, and carbo is utilized to the plant. Plants, they take in energy from carbohydrate. Now here see the carbohydrate which is not used. Suppose for example, all carbohydrate today photo plants. Suppose plant, they can photosynthesis nowadays. So much sunlight is there. Photosynthesis and carbohydrate which is produced fully utilized. Somebody is behind video, something other disturbance is going on. Please can you off? Okay. So the carbohydrate which is not used by the plant, so it is immediately stored in plant in the form of starch. Like for example, potato. So in potato, the carbohydrate which is not used is stored in the stem. So potato is a modified stem, correct? If it is sugarcane in the stem, juicy part, then starchy leaves, some they store in the leaves, some they store in the root, sweet potato in the root, correct? So what did we understand? Autotrophs are the plants by the process of photosynthesis using inorganic substances like CO2 and water in the presence of sunlight and green pigment chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is needed for trapping the solar energy. They make food in the form of carbohydrate which is needed for providing energy to the plant. The carbohydrate which is not used is converted to into starch and is stored in different parts of the plant as a reserve food. Now in animals, in human beings and some animals also, food is stored, correct, in the form of glycogen in the liver. And whenever body needs, suppose starvation is there, suppose somebody is ill, so this glycogen is again converted to glucose and used up. Okay. Now this is the equation. This comes for 1 mark. Very important equation for photosynthesis. So 6 molecules of carbon dioxide, 6 molecules of water will, in the presence of chlorophyll, sunlight, will form, we have seen carbohydrate. I told you, carbohydrate, starch, glucose, all these terms are used they make food, that is glucose. Finally, the glucose is used. See, we have one statement we have done. The complex thing has to be broken down into simpler ones, then only it will be used by the body. So the carbohydrate is broken down finally into glucose, and this glucose can be absorbed in the cells. Carbohydrate is macro, bigger molecule. It cannot be absorbed. Our body cells, they don't have any mechanism of absorbing macro molecule. So they have to be broken into small. For example, if protein is there, it has to be broken into amino acids. If fat is there, it has to be broken into fatty acid and glycerol, then only our cells can absorb. Otherwise, it is a waste product. So like that, carbohydrate has to be in human beings also, are broken down into glucose, then only cells can absorb. And oxygen as byproduct is given by the process of photosynthesis. So this equation is very important. 1 mark question. Now here they have given the steps of photosynthesis. 3 steps are there in photosynthesis. First, there is absorption. First, we will understand the diagram. See, they have shown here the cross section of a leaf. Means they have taken here. This is a leaf. Now this green parts, the surface, that is called as lamina. Green part, that sheet like things is there now. That is called lamina in biology, or leaf blade also. Then imagine leaf. So it has one middle thick line, that is called as midrib. From the midrib, many like this small branches, they come out. They are called as veins. So the leaf has this green surface, correct, which is called lamina or leaf blade. Then it has a middle line. Imagine a leaf, middle line, thick, which is thick. That is called as midrib. And many like this small branches, they come out. They are the veins. So they have taken part of the vein. Here, see, they have taken a small piece of the vein, and that they have seen under the microscope. So the part of the vein under the microscope is shown over here. This diagram comes for drawing, not this one. Huh? This doesn't come. This comes, draw the cross section of a leaf. So how to draw, also practice, and they will give the diagram and ask you questions on that. So to draw also and diagram based question, both comes. So what is here? See, outermost. This is the outermost surface. If we see the leaf, we see some shiny new leaves. Mostly in the new leaves, some shining thing we see. That is the waxy cuticle, which protects the leaf from outside, we say, bacteria or outside heat, or it does not allow the water to evaporate. If this layer will not be there, waxy means water resistant material, wax like. That is why this cuticle, last outermost layer. Below that are the horizontal, this rectangular cells. That is called as unstable. So this first layer of horizontal cells are called as upper epidermal cells. Is my voice, are you able to hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because you are not. Now these vertical cells, third layer, these vertical cells, and the small things in them, these round cells are the chloroplast. Chloroplast, which contains chlorophyll. So the organelle dash in plant cells contain chlorophyll. So the answer will be chloroplast. Organelle in which green color pigment, chlorophyll. So they are there in these cells. And below, to as we go deeper from outside, then you see these cells, and then so much gap is there between these cells. See, this one, they are the air spaces. And here, this is the lower epidermis. This is above. If we hold a leaf facing towards ourselves, so this surface will be upper epidermis, and below the leaf, which will face the soil. If the leaf is there, face the soil, that is the lower epidermis. And in the lower epidermis, you see there is this pore, correct? Hole. Pore, pore, which is called hole or pore. So this part is the stomata part. Through this part, exchange of gases and exchange of water also. Water also go transport. We say a transpiration. They leave. That is why if we are standing under a shady tree, we feel little bit cold. So here, from here, water is transpired and exchange of gases also takes place. Here guard cells is shown, means cells of the stomata. So like this is the structure of leaf. So first in photosynthesis process, green chlorophyll is involved, which is mostly present in the leaf. So here in chloroplast. So first step in photosynthesis is absorption of light energy, means sunlight, by the chlorophyll. First, chlorophyll absorbs energy. Then that light energy is converted into chemical energy and splitting of water molecules. Second step, this light energy is converted into chemical energy in mitochondria in ATP. This we have studied, mitochondria function. It converts the energy into chemical energy ATP. Last year we have done adenosine triphosphate. So ATP means chemical energy. And then simultaneously, the water which is getting absorbed from the root, that splits, H2O molecule splits into H2 and O2, hydrogen and oxygen, second step. And then the CO2 which is taken, that gets reduced to carbohydrate. So the equation of photosynthesis here. So this CO2 breaks down in third step into C. This is C. You can see O. Means this CO2 breaks into glucose. Correct? H2O in second step splits into H2 and O2. O2 is a byproduct. And here this H comes into glucose. Correct? And then in second step, here light energy is converted into ATP. And first step is chlorophyll absorbs the solar energy. So this is also very important. Right? The what is see, question comes like this. What is photosynthesis? So photosynthesis is absorption of inorganic substance, means use of inorganic substances like CO2 and H2O by the autotrophs in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll to form glucose and oxygen. The steps are these. Correct? Now these questions can be asked related to the diagram also. Then next is, see what is given here. These steps, these means these three steps, they need not take place one after the other immediately. Means what? Suppose this step is over, then the next second this should happen, then the next second this should happen. There can be gap between this step. So for example they have given is in desert plant. In desert plant what happens? Suppose here, see, first what is done directly, first carbon dioxide is taken at night and a intermediate product is made. That intermediate product next day in sunlight absorbs in the presence of chlorophyll, is converted into energy. Means first step is done at the end in desert plants. First CO2 is absorbed at night. Correct? How CO2 comes in the atmosphere? Carbon cycle we have done. Because animals are respiring, so CO2 is the byproduct. CO2 is added to the atmosphere by burning of fossil fuels also. So that CO2, other plants, they take it during the day and do all this process because sunlight is there. But desert plant, what does it do? Because during the day, what happens in desert plant? Why it does like this? Because since desert plants are in the regions where sunlight is too much of scorching, the temperature is too much. So if they open their stomata, so what will happen? Too much of water loss will be there and the plant will die. So what does it do? So it at night it absorbs carbon dioxide and a middle product, like for example intermediate, I will explain. Suppose half cooked food is there. If you keep it in the oven, then it is fully cooked. So half cooked means intermediate product is made. And the next day that intermediate product in little
Ma'am,
sunlight also.
wait, your voice is again breaking.
question will be asked. How do desert plant do the process of photosynthesis? Many times this question is asked. Now is it audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good, good. You are responding. Very good. So here, here photosynthesis. These three steps important. Diagram important. Now, how do desert plants photosynthesize? Important. So these highlighted points they ask questions. Remember. So when you are reading the chapter, start making your notes. Here you read it, you'll come to know. Now, organelle is called chloroplast, which contain chlorophyll. This I've already told. Now, here we have finished with photosynthesis part. Now activities are given. Activities to prove that CO2, water is required for photosynthesis. Some like these things are there. Because in science, we cannot go on imagining like history and other literature. So activities, experiments has to be done, and then only we can prove. So here this experiment, here we are proving that chlorophyll is very, very necessary for photosynthesis. Without chlorophyll, what is chlorophyll? Green pigment, which is present in chloroplast. That is necessary for photosynthesis. Even if CO2 is there, water is there, sunlight is there, and chlorophyll is not there, photosynthesis will not take place. So this experiment activity, this you will have this year, like last year also you had lab manual, no? Experiments. So in that also you will have this experiment. So this experiment proves that chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis. So how it is done? Take a potted plant with variegated leaves. Variegated leaves means not fully green. Some spots like they have shown here. See, these are the green and then other colors also. Spotted leaves. That is variegated leaf. Like money plant, croton. These are the croton leaves shown. Then keep that plant in a dark room. Steps remember for 3 days. Why it is kept in the dark room for 3 days? So because in dark room sunlight is not there. So photosynthesis will not take place. So why the plant, suppose question is asked, why the plant should be kept in dark room? So that all the starch, now here see, in the equation of photosynthesis, glucose was written. I told you, glucose, starch, carbohydrate, they are the same thing. So that all the starch or glucose will be used up because photosynthesis is not done by the plant in dark. So whatever starch was their food will be utilized by the plant in these 3 days. Now the next step, after utilize 3 days, same pot, keep it in sunlight for 6 hours. So what will happen? The starch which was used, now again here new starch will be made by the plant. Original, because we want to start from the beginning. So we don't want original starch, new, which is made. Now pluck one of the leaf from the plant, with this plant, which is dark room, and this one plant. Mark the green areas. See, green areas, keep that leaf on the white sheet and the green areas, mark it. Then dip that leaf in boiling water for a few minutes. So when we keep that leaf in boiling water for a few minutes, what will happen? The leaf cells will die because this leaf we have plucked from the plant, which is now kept in sunlight, means it was photosynthesizing, means living. So if we keep that leaf in boiling water, the cells will die. Then after that same leaf, we have to put it in a beaker containing alcohol. And then we have to keep that beaker having the leaf on the water bath. Why on the water bath? Because alcohol is highly inflammable. Correct? So if we directly heat that beaker, it will catch fire. So what we have to do, we have to take another, what is water bath, understand? Huh? We have to take one more beaker, put water in that. That beaker we have to keep on spirit lamp for boil, because in the labs we don't have gas stove and all that. On the spirit lamp for heating, and then when the water gets heated up, the beaker containing alcohol and the leaf has to be put in that water. So the hot water, that is called water bath, and heat till the alcohol begins to boil. Now what happens to the color of the leaf? The leaf will become colorless because here we have seen we have put the leaf in boiling water, the cells had died. And then when we put the leaf in alcohol, the all the color, green color will be removed, and alcohol is like water, colorless. So alcohol's color will become green. So they have asked your question, what is the color of the solution? Means alcohol, it will become green because all chlorophyll has come into the solution. And then the leaf will become, it will look like this pale color, because green thing here, these areas will also look pale because these cells, because they are died, so they will come into alcohol. Now dip the leaf in dilute solution of iodine. So we have to keep that leaf on the flat surface and put some drops of iodine on that. So what will happen, wherever green areas were there, now you see here, wherever green areas are there, so they will change, look like blue black. Here they have shown blue black means navy blue color type. Actually when actual this experiment is done, so these areas wherever green were there, so they will look blue black. So this is a proof that in the blue black region, here blue black region, starch, iodine is used for testing starch. If we take potato also and put iodine drop, there it becomes blue black. So iodine solution is the to test for identifying starch. So means in these green areas starch was produced. Starch was produced means these green areas, they do photosynthesis. The areas where green thing is not there, chlorophyll is not there, that has not changed the color. The green areas have changed, means it proves that in that green patches food starch was produced. Because of that only they have taken up the color. So it is concluded that chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis. So for 5-mark question or your practical, they will ask questions on this. Correct? So this is also called as starch test. This experiment is also this putting what is starch test? If suppose steps of starch test. So what are that? Take a plant, especially with variegated leaves, keep it in dark room for 3 days. Question will be asked, why in the dark room? So that it will not photosynthesize, and whatever starch is there, it will be used up. Remove that plant from dark, keep it in sunlight for 6 hours. Then after that, mark the green areas. Then say pluck one leaf and put it into the boiling water. Why? Question 1-mark question. To kill the cells. Then same leaf, we have to put it in the beaker containing alcohol. And then water bath has to be made, means another beaker in that water, keep it for boiling. When water becomes hot, keep this beaker with alcohol and leaf into that hot water. Till when we have to heat? Till the alcohol starts boiling. So what will happen? The chlorophyll cells will be removed. So the solution will become green, means chlorophyll is removed, and the color of the leaf will become pale, P-A-L-E, pale. It is called P-A-L-E, pale color, without color. Now same leaf, we have to put it in the flat surface, on the flat surface, and put 1 or 2 drops of iodine. So what is the observation? Observation will be the areas where food was prepared, the green areas, previously green areas, will show blue-black color. So it means that starch is produced. So when is starch produced? When the green pigment is there. Okay. Now, is my voice clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now see, this is the structure of chlorophyll. Here stomata shown. Stomata. In previous leaf, section of leaf, we have done a section of leaf. In that this word has come, guard cell was written. See here, lower epidermis of the leaf, they have written guard cell. So that stomata is present here, which is needed for exchange of gases. So now in detail we will study the structure of stomata. How the plants obtain carbon dioxide. See, carbon dioxide is needed by the plants for photosynthesis, and then they give out oxygen. Correct now? So here, how plants obtain or takes carbon dioxide? By the structure called as stomata, or through the structure called as stomata. So where is this stomata? What is stomata? Stomata are the tiny pores. Pores means small holes present on the surface of the leaves. Mostly they are present on the lower surface. Lower, correct? We have seen a upper epidermis, lower epidermis. So they are present on the lower epidermis. Because if nature would have given these tiny pores on upper epidermis of the leaf, which is facing the sunlight, lot of water would have lost, because second function of stomata is transpiration. So lot of water would have wasted and the cells will shrink and the parts will start dying and plants will die. So this stomata is present on the lower surface, or if you want to use lower surface means epidermis in biology. So they can ask, what are stomata? Stomata are the tiny pores. Where are they present? They are present on the lower epidermis. Means use high, means proper biological term. Surface is also correct, but you can use lower epidermis of the leaves. Now what is function? They ask, what is stomata, where it is present, what is the function, like this. So massive amount of, means large amount of gaseous exchange takes place in the leaves through these pores. Gaseous exchange means they will give out CO2 through this pore. They will give out oxygen and take in carbon dioxide. This is done during the process of photosynthesis. Then exchange of gases occurs across the surface of stem. So gases exchange doesn't take place only at one part, that is in the leaf where stomata is present. Gaseous exchange in plants also takes place on the surface of the stem and roots also. So gases exchange takes place mostly. So if we see 100%, 90% gaseous exchange is done by stomata. Rest 10% possibility is there that exchange is taking through the stem also. But see, stem, there are no stomata. Then the structure in your book, it is not given. But for your general knowledge, on the stem also small pores are there. They are called lenticels. Through that it will take place. On the stem, stomata is not there. Lenticels are there. On the roots, then other structures are there for exchange of gases. Leaves to stomata is there. Now we will understand. They can tell you to draw. This comes for drawing. Or they give, identify the structure, where it is present in plants, what is its function. Function is gaseous exchange and transpiration. You can write second function. First, gaseous exchange. Now here, understand the diagram. Where I am moving the cursor, so these are the green cells of the leaf. These are the green cells of the leaf, which are called as epidermal cells. Here it is not given. Then small, lower epidermis, small pore is there in section, cross section of leaf we have seen. So small pore, that is called stomatal pore. Then surrounding that pore, two kidney shape, this is called kidney shaped cells. Kidney shaped cells, kidney also is like this, structure is like this. So these kidney shaped cells are called as guard cells. Called as guard cells. Guard cells, we have seen in that diagram. Now here these green, here it is not looking green. We have to just understand these green dots which are there, that are chloroplast, green dots, which contains chlorophyll. And this is not labeled, this brown, only here in this cell only one is there. This is nucleus of the cell. Here it is, this one is nucleus. You can label. They have not given, you can label. So nucleus, chloroplast, small cells, this one big guard cell. So this is stomatal pore. Here it is open, stomatal pore open, and this is closed, stomatal pore. When the plant is doing photosynthesis, that time this is open, stomata is open. And when at night, when sunlight is not there, stomata closes. So no photosynthesis, correct? And the epidermal cells, here it is not given, no need of labeling. So these are the stomata. Now today's last part, the opening. I told you this is stomata open during the day, because plant has to do photosynthesis. That time only CO2 is taken in. Photosynthesis is over, O2 is given out through this pore. When sunlight is not there at night, so this closes, stomatal pore closes. Now what is the mechanism? There is no external source. So here the opening and closing of the pore is the function of guard cell. So how this pore closes? These guard cells, they absorb water and they swell. So when they swell, so what will happen? If this cell swell, this surface will come here. This surface will come here and automatically the stomatal pore closes. And when these guard cells, they lose water, so they will shrink and slowly this pore opens. So opening and see the guard cells swell when water flows into them, causing the stomatal pore to open. Similarly, pore closes if the guard cells shrink, means they lose water. So what have we understood here? The structure called stomata present on the lower epidermis of the leaf is responsible for gaseous exchange, means CO2 and oxygen, during the process of photosynthesis. Now, only stomata doesn't exchange. Sometimes stem and roots also are involved in exchange of gases. And then opening and closing of stomata is done due to swelling. When the guard cell swells, the stomatal pore will open. When the guard cells will shrink, the stomatal pore will close. Correct? So this here we will stop today. Just revision. Any doubt, children?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
So we will do just take in how many it's just a revision from beginning of the chapter. Now you all are going to respond me. In the beginning of the chapter, we have started with dog is running, means if we want to know that any organism is living, so what character should be shown by them? What character should be shown by? Yes? Yes, I am.
Respiration.
Yes, very good.
Then it should show any sort of movement.
Very good.
Digestion.
Yes.
Excretion.
Which is called
Reproduction.
excretion, yes. And coordination.
Reproduction.
Reproduction.
Coordination.
Yes, yes. Then in 10th standard, we have seen one more term, movement of molecules. Correct? So this you are not going to find it in 10th standard. Like for example, why movement of molecule? Suppose oxygen. Oxygen is only in the respiratory system. It doesn't goes to different parts of the cell. So different organs will die. So if suppose for example, brain dies, the organism cannot exist. Heart dies, organism cannot exist. So movement of molecule is also necessary for living organisms to be alive. We have seen. Correct. Then we have seen. Then what was the next thing that we have seen? Then for doing this molecular movement and all the life process, energy is needed. From where does the energy comes?
Respiration.
No, energy comes from the outside source called as food. Correct or not? Energy
Yes.
comes from source called
Food
as
we eat.
food. And then that food has to be broken down and converted into energy by the process of respiration. So respiration is also needed. Now this is complicated process. Step, series of chemical reaction, that word was there, oxidation. And then byproduct are formed. So these should not remain in our body. They should be body will become toxic. So the process of excretion is also important. These three you are going to solve. So the highlighted points you are going to make notes. Start writing your note. Then we have seen nutrition. What is nutrition? One mark question is asked. What is nutrition? Who will answer? Who will answer? What is nutrition?
Ma'am, taking in food.
Taking in food. Okay, taking in nutrients and breaking down into different products. So taking process of taking and breaking down to obtain energy should be like this. The then smaller forms to obtain energy is nutrition. Then we have seen plants are called autotrophs. Autotrophic nutrition, two types of nutrition, autotrophic and heterotrophic.
Anaerobic.
Heterotrophic we will start in the next lecture. So autotrophic nutrition means when the organisms
They
use,
obtain their own food
yes, but according to
by
this, see, inorganic substances are used like
inorganic
CO2, water. Yes, in the presence
CO2
of
and water.
sunlight and chlorophyll, they make food in the form of carbohydrate. Then what else we have seen? If they are not using the carbohydrate, they plants store them in the form of what?
Photosynthesis.
In the form of, if plants are not using carbohydrate, they store in the different parts in the form of
Starch.
Starch.
Carbohydrate. Starch.
Then we have seen photosynthesis equation. Learn this: 6CO2, 6H2O, presence of chlorophyll, sunlight into C6H12O6, glucose, and 6CO2. Then we have seen steps. Learn these steps also. Correct? Then diagram to draw. Practice this. Draw this once in your notebook. Cross section of leaf. Then we have seen how do desert plant do photosynthesis. They take in carbon dioxide at night and prepare an intermediate. And then during the day, they absorb in the presence of sunlight. That food is converted into glucose. Correct? Like this, so this is the answer. Then we have seen one activity. So this activity is to prove that chlorophyll is very, very important, or chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis. Learn the steps. And here so many why questions they will ask. Why it should be boiled? Why it should be kept in dark? Such questions will be asked. Then next important thing we have done. What is stomata? This will also come for drawing. So this one, label diagram, function of stomata, where it is present, how do opening and closing of stomata is controlled by the guard cells. When they absorb water, guard cells swell, stomata opens. When they lose water, shrink stomata. Okay. So from here, we will start in the next lecture. So what is
Yes,
your
ma'am.
homework? Will be to write the notes, 3 question and 2 diagrams. One stomata diagram, any one diagram, 2 is not required. One diagram of stomata, cross section of leaf. Much you are going to do. So still, if you go through the chapter, ask me in the next lecture.